right. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Outside of Relationships. I'm DeAndre Gossett.
I'm Quincy Lanier.
And today's topic is Tell Me Something Good.
So that means
Tell me something good.
about sex. We're going to talk about how honest are we in the bedroom.
Or not about sex. You tell your partner that don't feel good. Do you? Do you?
We were talking to a few individuals who told us that they don't really talk too much about what goes on in the bedroom, what it is that they like and what it is that they don't like. So we wanted to talk about how important that is to maintaining a successful relationship.
And a healthy sex life. I used to lick his earlobes when we first started. Ew. And he told me, exactly, he said, ew. He came to me one day and said, I don't really like it when you lick my earlobe.
No, in the beginning, I thought, it was new. The relationship was new, and everything was hot and steamy. And he would nibble on my ear, and then do the little thing around my ear. And next thing you know, I feel a little wet inside of my ear. And yeah, it was a turn on in the beginning, but after a while, it kind of felt like I had a little puppy dog.
No, he didn't say all that. He just said, I don't like that. Oh, I felt like a puppy dog.
It felt like, like a little something, a little wet thing in your ear, and you could hear it. And it was.
We had a whole powwow about what I didn't like and what he didn't like in the bedroom. Mm-hmm. And it made things better, I would say.
Yeah. Not just things that we don't like. Also.
Yeah, things that we do more of.
Things that I do like,
Mm-hmm.
Buttons to push.
You
can't be shy about it now. We can't be shy about it. The people need to know.
He likes it.
What? He has a nipple fetish.
Yeah, I like my nipples
played with.
Oh yeah, I do. And I told him that. And after I told him that, he perfected the nipple thing. And
then when I was doing it, then sometimes it's like it's a little too rough, or it hurts.
He doesn't so much like the nipple thing, and he told me so.
I don't know. I don't have. That's not one of my.
His nipples are dead.
Zones. They're just like
he's like nippleless.
I'm not nippleless. I do have nipples,
but they don't work.
They just don't perk up.
That's the thing. You have to tell your partners what you like licked, what you don't like licked, because you find yourself in relationships starting to get kind of grossed out by what your partners are doing to you in bed, and it's kind of dissolving the sexual relationship.
I'm definitely not one to believe that you should be completely quiet when you are having sex with someone on a regular basis and it is unfulfilling.
Stop it.
Or it hurts.
Stop it.
But you lay there and allow it to happen because you don't know how to bring it up. They say, move a little to the left, move a little to the right. Can you slow down? Can you...
If only the person knew I'm not doing this or that right, and also hone in on the things that you do like, you could take what was going to be this kind of uncomfortable sexual relationship and send it through the roof if only you were honest about it.
It surprises me that in this day and age, which we would think people would be much more open about sex and talking to their partners about sex, that you find people who they just
can't bring themselves to do it. They just kind of
let
him and do his business. Let him get on top of you and do his business.
I don't know, something about vocalizing their sexuality is...
They just don't talk about stuff, especially in stuff when you're talking about male-to-male relationships and you're talking about in the bed.
I know a lot of relationships that didn't last because people got into them without actually discussing the sexual aspect of the relationship and what they wanted out of it sexually.
You may get the question, you want to get on the top or the bottom. That's about the gist of the sexual conversation.
Why don't we talk about that?
It's all this ephimophobia.
But we didn't talk about it.
We didn't.
We didn't talk about it. We just kind of
just
did
it.
We did, and then I feel like, hey, top bottom. Sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't.
I'm one of those people that doesn't feel like, I feel like what you do, as long as both people are getting pleased in the bedroom, it shouldn't matter, you guys. I mean, there's this whole top-bottom dichotomy in our community as it is, and it's a really ugly precedent we set when we kind of demote those who assume the more submissive role.
I think eventually the topic did come up.
Yeah.
There's some issues as far as in the bedroom came up, and then at that point in time, we started talking more openly about
role positions and
what I like, what he likes, what he doesn't like.
I've been in relationships where our relationship, we sometimes switch it up.
I wish you'd stop referring to your relationships, your past relationships. Let's talk about this. This is 11 years. I want to hear about them.
I'm just saying because I use the past relationship references because this is communication. This is the right way, and I'm using the past relationships because that's where there was no communication, and I'm trying to illustrate how people behave when there's no illustration. You big stupid dummy.
He loves me.
In past relationships where I didn't communicate, where I didn't communicate, and there was this kind of rigid system, and I think both people, had they been able to talk about it, would have assumed either position if only had been discussed. But there was always this assumption that I'm the this and you're the that, and the person that was usually the aggressor, supposedly the top in the relationship, always assumed that I could never give in to the bottom side. So I was always the one wanting to mix it up but never saying that. And with us, we're honest about everything. I mean, I think that's part of the key to, a healthy relationship. You're not afraid to say what's good and what's not so good.
Right. Tell them what you want, guys. You better tell them what you want. Tell them what you don't want. Tell them how you like it. Tell them how you don't like it.
Ooh.
A question that we got from our audience, from our cameraman, was what if the person isn't adequately equipped to step into the other role for the other person? So pretty much, what if you ain't
got the motion in the ocean?
That other person in the way they want to be.
Well, you teach them.
Well, if they don't have the equipment, he didn't say the skills. He said the equipment.
Well, that's very vague. What does equipment mean?
The equipment means the girth, the size, the width.
Also, but that's if size matters. Oh, that's assuming that it matters.
Depending on how extreme. If you got a big thing, does that make you have
automatically
to be a top?
make you a top? No.
No, because I have had many of guys who were big old things, and they preferred
purely bottoms.
being in the submissive role. Let's not call them bottoms, because we don't want to label people.
Okay.
We're trying to get outside of labeling.
Underneath. They want to be
like
underneath.
being in the submissive position sexually. I've also met guys that were pretty small and didn't like the submissive position. I think as far as the size matter, it matters for some people. It just depends on the relationship that you're in. You need to find out up front, is this going to bother you? Is this too much or is this too little? Can we work it out? Can I do this? Can you do that? Talk.
Communication.
Talk. You need to start speaking, and you'll see the sparks fly a lot more. And
there's things you can definitely do to keep the sex life going if only you just say it. Questions from the viewing audience now. This is a good one. This is actually a very, very good one. It says, how do you know when to tell your partner your HIV status? If you have protected sex
each time.
I was going to get there. If you have protected sex each time and everything is still new, do you chance telling your partner and him exposing or running his mouth to other people, destroying your reputation, or do you keep it to yourself and just stay extra safe?
You may be having protected sex, yes, but it is that person's decision to decide whether they want to continue to have protected sex with you due to your HIV status. I think it's unfair to
make that decision for
that decision for someone else. Do not take that decision away from them. And again, yes, you can have protected sex, but we've had sex before with a condom, and the condom is broken during sex. There's so many things that could happen, and I don't think it's fair to put somebody else's life at risk because you're worried about your reputation. If that's the type of individual that you think is going to run their mouth in the first place,
shouldn't be
you
there.
shouldn't even be with them.
Right. It's not to say that positive and negative people can't be couples.
They can be.
They
couples.
can be
we
couples.
Know a lot of mixed status couples.
You're obligated to tell your partner your status. Period. And let that be their decision
before you enter into a sexual relationship with a person. I think it's only fair that they know and you let them decide.
Yes.
They could also be positive. You don't know.
Yeah.
Exactly. They may be completely okay with that.
Next question. What if you've been in a relationship for 2 years and you and your partner have been having a fairly good relationship and he says he would like to have sex without condoms? You don't trust your partner, so you say no. But by saying no, your partner thinks you have something to hide. What do you do? Why are we playing guessing games at this day and age? Go get tested together and get your results together. Don't ask questions. See papers. Or be there when the nurse comes out and says you're fine or not fine. It's our responsibility when we're having sexual relationships with people to be responsible about them. We're in an AIDS crisis. We're in an AIDS pandemic right now, and it's foolish of us not to be open and honest about our health.
I've also heard that among a lot of sexual relationships with women, women who don't trust their partners, who are at the same time are afraid of demanding that their partners use condoms because they don't want somehow their distrust of their partner to all of a sudden seem like they're up to something or they're guilty of something. So they go ahead and they do it anyways. And I think follow your first mind. If you don't trust a person, first of all, you should reconsider having sex with them if you really don't trust them. And second of all, just on general principle, on GP, protect yourselves and get tested and know your status. Know your status. From Good Morning Margarita, we want to hear what they have to say. Two young men, openly gay, both dating. Want to hear what you guys have to say about some of this.
Not each other, though.
They're not dating each other. They might be.
Y'all dating each other? So right now we're going to go over to Good Morning Margarita and get their
take. With Cameron
take.
And DJ, and we want to know what you guys have to say about those questions that we just got from.
You guys there? Can you hear us?
Hey, thanks guys for kicking it off to us here at Good
Morning Margarita. All right.
I'm Cameron.
And like he said, I'm DJ.
Good morning.
So what do you guys think?
Well, all right, question person.
And by the way, we are not professionals. We don't advise anyone to take any of our advice seriously.
I'm professional. So, your boyfriend says that he wants to stop having sex with condoms. And you tell him, because you don't trust him yet. Now, time out. You'd have been in a relationship for 2 years with someone that you still don't trust. Problem number one, boo. Problem number one. Cam, what do you think?
You guys need to talk. Obviously, if you have trust issues between each other and you guys have been together for 2 years,
very true.
You guys aren't really being honest with each other. You guys need to talk. Share those papers from wherever you get HIV testing from. Share your results with each other. You know,
share all your papers. Share your credit report.
Yes.
Share your driving record. Share all of it. Share all your business. Your bank statement.
You should really get that before you even start dating. You should
right now you've been in a relationship 2 years with someone you still don't trust. It's a great opportunity, like Cameron said, to open up the doors of communication. Free them up. Have a conversation, bro. Communication, conversation. Hateration, holleration.
Amen.
All right.
So I hope that helped.
We do. And we wish you all the best in your 2-year non-trusting relationship. But check us out anytime on Good Morning Margarita, okay?
Like Google it or something.
Yeah, YouTube. Find us. And we'll check you guys out. Hey, thanks, Quincy and DeAndre.
Yeah, back to you. Live via satellite.
The views expressed by Good Morning Margarita may or may not be
the views of this show
expressed of outside of relationships. But we wanted to give another perspective.
Go to littleredpictures.com, littleredpictures.com, and look up Good Morning Margarita. It's a cute show.
Last week we talked about right side of the wrong bed. Again, I wanted to bring this up. Right side of the wrong bed. Frederick Smith. Check it out. Check out the DL Chronicles on DVD in stores now.